I had mental health issues, and now I've devoted my life. So that was my springboard. Why do I think it's important? 1 in 4 people, do I need to say any more? There's more mental health problems than almost any other illness. And what's mental health? Mental is physical. Do you know, this is an organ like everything else. And when it goes down, you get no sympathy cards. But, you know, if we dealt with this one, forget calling it mental health, let's call it the brain, a little more funding, then most diseases come from the mothership going down.
More and more people are talking about mental health. We've had Prince William and Prince Harry, Heads Together charity, talking about mental health. But you say still people don't have sympathy for people with mental illness.
I think it's changing, there's no question. And last time we spoke, there was going to be parity between physical disability and mental. Where is that? You know,
well, that's a good question.
Good luck getting on the, you know, seeing a doctor, and good luck at work saying that you have a mental illness.
Well, that's one of the problems. I mean, since they promised parity, there are fewer mental health beds, there are fewer mental health nurses.
Well, you and I know that.
And, I mean, so you believe not enough is being done by the government?
You answered your own question. They didn't do anything. You know, the next day a hurricane came and everybody's eyes went off the button. But this is a worse tragedy. I don't want to be a downer, but this is a worse tragedy than almost anything else. You know, I don't want... How many suicides with young men, cutting. Everything comes from this is who you are.
So government promises don't really mean much, and you think it should be treated much more seriously?
Everybody does. Everybody does. It's the new epidemic.
But they promised this extra money.
Well, tell me, where is it?
It's still, it seems to me, and my daughter got very ill. We made a documentary about it for Channel 4. She had a mental illness that manifested itself as eating disorder. We struggled for facilities and resources, which is why we did the documentary. But where are the promises that the government have made? These pledges of more resources. It's still a Cinderella service, it seems to me.
Well, let's say if it's 1 in 4 and somebody's in the government, if it's not them, probably is, then it'll be a relative, it'll be a friend. Everything is close to home.
So if we don't get more resources for mental health, what do you fear could happen?
What do you think is happening? There's more crime now. There's more incidents of male suicide under 40. What do you think is going to happen? You know, it's only going to... What, we wish it away? This is, you know, the enemy is here.
In the absence of real resources from government, you are now putting yourself out there in, you know, organising these, what are they called?
Frazzled cafes.
Tell us a little bit about that. What is the point of that?
The point of it is that, again, I'm trying to... part of what we're missing is community. So we're all kind of isolated, tweeting for help, you know, sending a photo of what we had for lunch. We're very isolated, and loneliness has its own repercussions. So I've started Frazzled Cafes because it was my dream always. If I had a group of people that I could talk to and I could trust, it's half the cure. So this is our first day where we're working in partnership with Sky, where they'll be opening a Frazzled Cafe. It's totally confidential. And I've been to a lot of these. We have them up and down the country. And you can feel...
So this is in Marks and Spencer's, now here at Sky?
Yeah, they shut their cafe, free coffee and cookies, which they'll be doing at Sky. And they have a chance now to meet a support system without feeling that they want to tell their family or whatever. And if you have somebody who has mental illness, they always say to me, what should I do? Well, come to the Frazzled Cafe, because now you've got backup.
I want to ask you about social media and the impact of social media. How much do you think this contributes to, you know, mental illness?
Well, here's my problem, okay? You see it, we're doing it now. What's talking going to do? You know, you think it's going to go away? You know Moore's Law? It's accelerating beyond your wildest dreams.
Do you worry about where it's going, all this?
What's that going to do? I know where it's going. You know, my next book is about where it's going. And we're going to be cyborgs in a second. You know, probably parts of you, maybe you have capped teeth. That's where it's going. So I've written a book, How to Be Human. We really have to find where it is and hold on for dear life before you get any more, you know, upgrades. You know, I've had some of my teeth kept, but I'm pretty sure I'm still me, too. But we really have to concentrate on this thing called compassion. And if a parent is neurotic about his kid, the kid on the, you know, on the digital thing, then he has to calm his brain down. Otherwise, the kid picks up your fear, and shouting isn't going to help. But if you can show your kid a really good time off that thing, watch this face.
Yeah.
Shouting is not only going to make him hostile.
All right, Ruby
So
Wax.
calm down and show your kids, be funny, okay? And take them somewhere and just wean them off. But never say you can only stay on. And hopefully someday, this is what I'm hoping, they'll have something like a, you know, the physical Fitbits? They'll have a mental Fitbit. So you can read your own hormone, you know, cortisol levels that says you're hitting your peak. Put the machine down, calm down, then you can come back. We really need to understand what's our mental state. Otherwise, we're just competing with the next guy to get faster and slicker.
All right, Ruby Wax, thank you very much indeed.
Have I answered the world's problems?
You have solved everything.
Everything.